Hello, everyone. Uh, Thanks. We'll start in just 5 minutes. So let's to join and excited to explain more about this workshop. Awesome. Uh, well, thanks for joining in, and we will start just in a minute. Just waiting for a few more people to join. Great. So I guess we can start now. And thanks for joining. Well, this is one of the session of our workshop held by Dronahq HQ. The main idea of this whole workshop is to inculcate how to build powerful application with minimal work, minimal engineering hours, and minimal of knowledge. And the whole idea is to create something beautiful, something useful for internet first companies, for management, and more. That too from a developer perspective, right? So before we start, my name is Shibam Dhar, and I'm your developer advocate at Dronahq. My work is totally revolving around writing blogs and creating videos for you guys to understand the product much more better and well. And today we are here actually the main idea not to tackle the very high-end UI, but to tackle the concept of high-end functionality with very gorgeous or minimal use case with the UI. So we will be using our application to build the app, and I will disclose what we are building soon enough. And the agenda is, of course, these are the few basics things which we will cover, like we'll be configuring a database connector, but there is a small twist. Today we will be using Sheets, Google Sheets as a connector, as Dronahq provides third-party APIs to be configured as a connector, and the Google Sheet enables us to work with different endpoints already available on Dronahq. And querying the DB, designing the UI, adding actions and events. Yes, we will work on the actions and events, which is like quite 50% of this thing, and we will make sure to make the application available to share it with your peers. Okay, so before we join in, I want you all to like before we start with the whole process, I want you all to get ready with your laptop, log into Dronahq, and try to build the application from with me from the scratch, and keep your questions ready and make them available in the chat. And yes, one more thing, if you before starting, make sure you have your sheet ready, or just idea, make your Google Sheet open. Okay, so the app in focus. Now let's talk about what we are actually going to build. Building a lead management system. Now the idea is to track and display the leads from the Google Sheets, and then on the real time we will be also updating lead status. Let's say someone has got some new lead and we want to change it to be as a done, so that can be done. And then adding as well a new lead, as well as managing lead proposals. Now this managing lead proposals is where we are going to use two sheets from the Google Sheet. So to make you understand much more clear, it's basically like we are going to use Google Sheets, but in the sheet we will be using two tables. So there will be two different sheet in that. And no, no matter how it sounds, but it is going to be a very flawless and easy method to interact with multiple sheets. Great. So resources, I mean, these are very important. So get started. You can start with the 30 days free trial. And when I talk about free trial, it's not just the basic. You get each and everything for the 30 days to try out most of the plugins and extra add-ons and features and everything. With Dronahq documentation, you can refer to our documentation to stay updated, and join our Discord channel and Dronahq community to share your thoughts, provide some ideas, and share your suggestions. Okay, great. Let me quickly share my screen. So where is it? Okay, share. Awesome. So once you log in, you will find this whole page. But let me show you the use case of the application first, so that you will be able to understand what we are going to build. So this is the lead management app, which is actually getting data from the sheet. This is the first sheet data, and it has basically all the details of the leads. And if I click, let's say in this particular one, I'm able to see some of the details, as well as I can check the status. And if I want to set it like, okay, the proposal is done, so I can click on update status, and this particular is done to one. That's it. And one more thing, when I click on, let's say I want to update a contract and check some notes about it, it's basically like, let's say for 104, this particular person, there are multiple to and fro notes have been going on with uploading of data. So how to keep a track of that? So if I click on update contracts right here, you can see that it is fetching the details of this particular lead ID, and it's providing me all the past details. Great. And we also have some uploading options right here. So we are going to build this from very scratch. I hope you guys are ready. If you have any queries, do let me know. I will be here to help you. Okay, so let's start from the scratch. I'll just keep this app here just for the reference purpose. Okay, from this dashboard, instead of creating an app, we are going to select templates, because uh, I want to I want some of the controls and screens and layouts to be present already, so that my work and your work gets much more reduced. So what is we are going to use? For this particular, I'm going to use this CRM template. You can check what kind of template it is, and the logic, the design, you will be able to see the glimpse of the template. You see it's looking quite similar, right? So I'll just click on here as use this template, install with demo data. Awesome. Okay, meanwhile it gets load, let me show you the connector section. So as I mentioned earlier, we are going to fetch data from our third party API. And this is quite like simple in like if we compare it from our normal databases or traditional databases we have. So right here, if I just come and select Google Sheet, so these are all the connected accounts already being configured, and I have already configured my account. But let me show you like how is it done actually. So this is simple, because all you have to just click on this Google Sheets. I think some internet issue going on. Damn. Okay, the CRM is loaded. I'm not able to. This is not loading. Let me refresh it quickly. That's all right, because it is only asking for login, and I'll show you a bit. So this is the template start, or you can say the kickstart for our application building. And let's see what we have. So these are all the templates. So I need the table, I need this detail view, and I need this upload, not here but in the different screen. So I will remove update status, lead status. So I'm going to remove this also. Let me quickly clear up and remove. Okay, update notes, update opportunities, and remove. Okay, let me quickly get it here. Awesome. Let's see where is it? Connector. Okay, so after you just do SD and sign in with Google. So there is a pop-up on my screen right now. You might not be able to see it. So this pop-up is basically asking you to authorize to log in and get connected with Google account to where you have the sheet present. So you just have to provide the details and make it authorized. That's it. And then this particular I've already made that sure to be configured for you guys. And this is my account. I'm going to use this. Okay, so let's get back here. And I want one more thing in this UI. That would be drop down. It's so it's just simply drag and drop. I'm not doing it. So oh, this is again shifted here. Okay, great. Now this is the first screen and the UI looks okay, which is doable. Now let's go to next one, email. This we won't be using for this particular session, but then add lead. This is quite useful. So let me remove these also. Uh, this particular screen is basically to add leads, and this will act as a form which will take input from the user and make it available in the Google Sheet. But instead of drag and drop the whole form, we'll be using some different step. I'm just setting out the whole screens which we'll be using, and we'll be using free flow editor, not the layout editor. So I'll just quickly remove these. Email layout editor. Okay, layout editor. Great. Now this view proposal is not actually useful for our use case, so I'll remove this also. Great. I mean, the basic UI is done. Now let's start with handling with the data and making it more relevant. So the first thing first, I want data in this table grid. So I'll go here, click on connector library. Great. Awesome. Let's search for Google Sheets. And I just want to get all rows. That's it. So once you select it, the data query will ask you to select your account, which you have configured for your Google Sheets. So Shivam Dronahq. Next, spreadsheet ID, sheet name, column range. Now, this is already mentioned in our documentation for Google Sheet at docs.dronahq.com, but I'll quickly show you like what we are actually using. Hmm. Great. So this is the sheet which linked to my Google account, which I'm going to use. And this is the first table, like which is having all the leads. And this is the second table, which is having all the proposals. So to get this particular sheet, I will be copying this ID till this edit. Now let me copy and okay, changing of screen seems like a difficult task, but you got the idea, right? Like where I'm getting the sheet ID. So the first thing first, let's do sheet ID. And um, where is it gone? Yeah. Now after this, most of the things will be should be available on this particular screen itself. Now if I just click on this arrow, this will load me all the tables available in our sheet. So let's go with lead. Now I want to start from row 1. So the reason I'm doing this is because basically like I don't want to exclude any other row, and I want to also include the headers because it would be easier for us to be make it visible. Right. So let me show you what's the difference first. So if I just click on here, no, and do a test, you see these all values are A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Now we will be using this in the next later part, but for now, let's start with a little bit simpler. So I will do yes and click on test. Awesome. So I got the lead name, phone, company, etc., etc. Great. But I don't want range and major. So this can be done very easily. I'll just write a JavaScript code which will actually have data only, and data dot values. Let's do a test. Now I'm getting all these values, which is actually I want to be showcased in the table. So I'll just do save, and that's it. It's done. So I mean, it just took few seconds to get all the data from a single sheet. Okay. Now let's do a little bit of changes. I mean, okay, these are all things I don't want to change. But let's say lead status, the proposal files. Okay, let me just delete all these and do a refresh. Let's go here. Okay, okay, okay. Now add. Let's start with emails. So you can make it formation, and this formation is basically helps you with understanding and a better of UI also. So I want status. Let's do single tag, add options. So what all status we have? So we have it new, done. Let's start with next optional. Uh, so let's one. Hmm. Okay, and then lost. Person. Great. And finally, I will just add create date, created date, which will have date. And the format you can select from here. Although it won't make changes to the backend, it is just an UI change. So if you want, right now it is my DIY, so you can change to DIY and so on. Let's do finish, create. And I don't want to see the row number. So I'll just hide that too. Okay. Now let's see. Awesome. So the table looks pretty cool. Now I want the details selected in the table to be showcased in this particular detailed view. So it's quite simple. Although I'll just make sure that the default index is set to 1. Now if I come here and see all this written, I just go to the map in there. I'll type table. Now make sure you see what is the name of this particular control. So this is table grid 1. So I'll just do table grid 1 dot. Now properties dot selected. That's it. So what I just use a call keywords, which Dronahq provides to make your work very easy to get like details. And this is not actually limited to the parts of any properties or control. This is actually the keywords helpful for each and everything. Like if you want to interact with some control or some output of the control, or to some input of the control, or even to work with some variables, so keywords are. And I would really suggest to check out keywords from our documentation to have better idea what all keywords we provide and functions too. Great. So I don't want to see all these things. Name, email. Let's remove the status. Awesome. So that is there. Now, this advanced dropdown will have the status, because I want to change the status from this particular form. So I can do it directly from table grid. You can, to check out how to do that, you can check out the previous videos of this particular workshop. But let's try something different. Okay, let me first change the name label, status. Okay, approve. So I'm just actually setting up the drop down options, so that when user will interact with this particular drop down, he or she will be able to see what all options he get. And this would be proposal. And one more, that would be new. Oh, I think it's great. Okay, but how to get? I mean, these all are the options, but you also want to see if someone selects any row from this particular table. Now, to get the particular row, you are fetching all the details from selected rows, right? But how to select from the selected rows a particular attribute, or you can say a particular column like status, right? So this is quite, I mean, easy if you understand what I'm doing. It's a basic logic. So first of all, I have set index as by default to 1. So no matter what, and also selection to a single. So no matter how many times I click, it will return a single select. So I can simply do table grid dot status. That's it. So if I click here, I'm getting the new one. Let's check. Let's check. So let me quick preview. I'm getting the data. That's cool. 103 proposal. Okay, that's cool. So this is the first part from the three segments, and let's dive into the updating the this particular status. So this is the bird. I'll change update status. Okay. To add events, I'll go to his property section, click on button click. This is just the dummy event which is given. And let's click on. I just want to set the status, nothing more. So click on library. So what we will do? We will do update row. Uh, this part is again similar. You just have to get the and then provide the spreadsheet. Oh, where is it? Here is it. Okay, and then I want to update the lead sheet. Now, row to update. It's stuck again. Yeah, it's done. Okay. So row to update is basically which row you want to update, right? So what we can do here. Table grid. It's so lagging. Why? Table grid. Okay. So this is the data I have in the table grid, right? Now to update a particular row, you need to have an identifier, right? Now this identifier you can do with lead ID, but instead I'm doing it with row number. Now row number is nothing more just the 1 2 3 4 5 6, the sequence and the serial numbers of each row. Now to get row, I either can do, let's say, row number, but this is, rather than doing this, let's try, I mean, if I do properties dot selected rows, uh again lagging. Let me just copy and paste it. Yeah. Great. So what I'm doing right here is that if by chance this is also a part of writing how to select from the queries. So earlier I was talking about if it is a single select, so you can do that. But what if it's a multiple select, right? I mean, updating can be changed later on, and also you might feel that okay, maybe I just want to do in a sequence manner, or I don't want to follow a process, but I want to try it in a loop. So in that manner, you can try out this. This will also fetch you the same similar thing, but instead of 0, it will just go on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like that. Okay. Now lead. What I want to update is status. I just quickly check the name. It is status. Okay, great. So I'll click here. Use the word status. Awesome. Now, all other other columns, what to provide. If I keep it blank, it will just stay blank. So there's this feature. You can just put null here, null here, null here. Now, created date also null here. Awesome. So let's try maybe. Okay. So let's see. So in this 102, or you can say the third number, or let's say start with one only. It's status to new. I mean, let's change it to proposal, or let's say lost. Basically, let's do test, save. Taking a bit of time, but rest assured, this is actually making real time changes to your sheet, because I just checked right now. Anyways, this is the updated rows. So once it is updated, you just want to, I mean, reset the control so that you will be able to see new reset controls data, new data being fetched. So this would be table grid and trigger dependent data query. So whatever data queries are attached to the table grid which supposed to be run, it will trigger. So let's save it, and I think it's done. Awesome. Review. You see, the first one is now lost, it is not new. And let's change it back to new. Update status. Great, that's there, done. Okay, now let's start with adding a new lead. I mean, that's actually, I will want to show you how to create the forms, then we will go back to work with the second sheet. Okay, let's go add lead. So this is the form, and we need to get all the components. So I'll click on auto generate form. That should different options. So connectors, DB, and you can try PDF controls. But for this one, I want to try JSON. Now, you see, for uploading, or you can see the lead sheet has a quite simple JSON. So I'll just paste it here. So it has the lead ID, name, email, phone, company, created date. So one thing is missing, that is status. Why is that? We will be sending status as a default value, because it would be new only, because this is the adding lead. There is no point just giving it a chance to write like status can be something else. So let's click on next. So this is the beauty of this thing, because not only you get the label to be edited right here, you also get the control you want to select from. Because let's say for this created date, it's showing date and time, but we don't require time. So I just want date. Date. You can also select from whether you want these fields to be required. Company text input. Okay, next. Done. So you don't have to drag and drop. I'm just making your steps reducing and reducing and reducing more. So these are or are okay. I mean, that's it. I think we don't need to do anything on the UI. But let's do one more thing, just to check whether we are actually getting these data. I'll provide some details. 114. Okay. So lead ID. Let's provide some default data to test it out. And name can be, let's say, Jake. Awesome. Jake. Okay, good. Okay, so this button, we are going to add an action to insert this detail. Let's quickly see it, how to do it. So the event will be button click. On button click, the first thing I want to actually get the time in JS code block. So why? Because I want to do a simple transformation. If I just write here, fetch. This is, I'm adding an input parameter, which is nothing but the control which I've used to insert date. But the date, what are controls is actually providing this Unix format. But this is, I don't want it to be in my sheet. So to change it, either you can write a function, you can use different things. But to simplify it more, I'm using moment chase. It's a library. And if you're thinking, why is this being library used, how is this used, and which all libraries can be used, so all answers can be right here. So supported libraries are all these. But in case if you want to add your own library, you can also try it out. Check our documentation, import the library, and it would be ready for you. So I'll just save it. Okay, that's there, done. So I have the transformed date value. Now everything is ready to be sent it. Again, we need to check out the environments, provide the this ID, lead, give it some time, and it will provide you all these things. Okay, so let's do lead ID. Nice. So actually, that's the thing. I wanted to check whether it's getting here or not. So this would be name, check. Okay, cool. Email. Now these we can't stay make it null because of course we are inserting new data, and if you provide null, whatever that, it will just go as an empty value. And company, this right here, status part, it would be new. So I'm see how I'm providing a static value. So right here we won't be selecting the create it, but just the JS script. That's it. Awesome. Hmm, let's save it, cross it, and um on success or whatever the error, I also want to refresh the screen. So that, or you can say again the reset the controls data. So again I'll do table create one, trigger data, save. Okay, now have it worked or not, that can be seen just if I just click on preview. Come on, come on. Okay, so okay, it's showing me on the 9 data. I think we are missing something. Right here, see, so end row I have to set it. Either you can provide a pagination, you can check it out, but let's do a max cap value, let's say 20. Save, cross, and preview. 15. So this is the data which we just added. Now you must be thinking where to like go there. So see there, just at the top, click on here. That's it. So you can change right here as 16 and take all, and let's say my. Awesome. So our second part is also done for this app. And now the final part, which would be using and including the second sheet. So this is quite simple, right? I mean, if you have any queries, please make sure to drop it and I'll make sure to see to it and revert back to you. Great. Okay. Now this button. And but we don't have any more screen. So what I'll do, I'll go here, add a new screen, but it would be a tree. Just, make it a bit different and quirkier. So right here, let's start with auto generate form again, JSON schema. Now this JSON, uh, if you can guess or on your own, you will be able to understand that earlier I used the JSON which is applicable to the lead, right? Now I will be using JSON which will be applicable to the different sheet, that is our status. So the status currently has these all values like log ID, lead ID, action, node state, and file link. Okay, cool. And I don't think it has okay, cool. Now let's click on next. Right here in this file link, I will make a small change. It would be upload. Okay, sorry, it is file upload. Yeah. And this date, again, it would be a normal date. I think I need a new keyboard. Date. Action, text input. Okay, so that's there. I mean, set the logs. Provide on pupils. Okay, so this is the form, but I also want to check the past logs right here. So what I'll do, I'll just resize it a bit like this and make it a little bit longer right here. Awesome. And then simply get my good old table grid. Okay, so let's drop it. Okay, that's it, guys. The UI is done. Now let's work on the implementation and behind the logic. Now, if we think this table shouldn't have all the logs, but only the logs of a particular log ID, right? Now, for that, when we work with databases, we use a foreign ID, right? But in this case, you don't actually need to use it. I'll rather use a different method or different way. So what I'll do, I'll go at the data queries and click on a variable. Okay. And this would be lead ID. Okay. So the lead ID will have nothing but table grid one lead. That's it. Save it. Okay. Now we will be using this lead ID as a keyword, as a variable name everywhere. So everywhere how? Let's cross it again. Let's bind this data. So I'll go here, quick select, connect the library, and click on Google. But there is a small twist. We won't be actually using get all rows because we are actually finding. So we can do find rows v2, which is like a higher version of work with it. So again, let's do ID as Shibam. Now, in this particular configuration, we will be using different and the start row I would like to put it as 1. End row again make it a larger value. Let's not cap it. Now the search column. This is for this that you have to understand. You have to check your sheet. Now my sheet particularly has the lead ID in the second column. Now second column represented by B. Remember earlier how I told you that we will be also using this ABCD categorization for the header part. So this is what actually I'm doing. Now the search value, what it would be. Yes, correct. It would be nothing else than lead ID. Okay, something extra there. Uh, uh, okay, great. Supporting this all not needed. Let's do test. Awesome. So we are getting all these details. Let's do save. Now, these ABCD can be done, can be changed as a transformation in this particular segment also. But to make it simpler, I mean, this actually doesn't bother me much to have this ABCD. But for the UI purpose, I can simply come here and put it like log ID, read ID. Again, row number, I don't want to say it. Okay, let's do formatting. You see, the ABCD, and this is quite useful. I mean, you don't have to change it every time. Each time when you change the log ID and new data is fetched, it will automatically take all the headings as the details. So for link, this is a no-brainer URL, and for the date, again, it would be date. Finish. Awesome. So it's done. Great. Now, before we go and do our final touch up with this application, that is to send the details, let's do a little bit of real world application thinking. Now, this lead ID won't be changed, so I want it to be selected as again lead ID. So whatever is selected on the table grid back in the first screen, it will be fetched directly right here. So you see, and I don't want it to be changed by the user because it will create some ambiguity and uh, data won't be able to be fetched later on. And log ID, okay, this can be manually done, and I think that's there. Great. So let's start with a button. Add event JS. I mean, if you have guessed that we are going to work with the date, then you are correct. I'll just quickly get the transformation JavaScript code format data. Uh, cool. Now, so this date will be, let me check what is the name given to this particular control. Date. Okay. This date. And next would be our it's file link, right? Yes, file link. Oh, I mean, I think I should change it to different naming. You can upload files. You can do it right here. Great. Okay. upload files. That's there. Okay. So this will be file upload. Let's say inside there is a dummy link. I mean, this is the only link. Let's say. So I will get link something similar to hmm, okay. So the link will be given as an array. So I'm providing it to be select the first value of whatever array I'm getting. So if I just do test, something is not date is to be declared. I mean, it is declared. Okay, so actually I'm using the let values, which is a wrong syntax, and yeah, great, done. So I actually needed to provide the variables which I'm using right here. So upload and date. This is like date, and this is like upload. Upload. I mean, these small hiccups is all right. I mean, that's can be done. Save. Right now, you are not seeing date because upload file is empty, but no matter what. Great. Now, final step, library. I mean, this part you have already guessed it correct. It would be like add rows, same account, also same ID, just different sheet. Awesome. Log ID. Okay. Now, here you can, I mean, you can actually select from lead ID and all caps, or you can select from lead ID one, which is, if I'm not wrong, this particular, yes, lead ID one. So it's up to you. I mean, let's do lead ID one. It's automatic getting all the 101 data. Action, action, notes, date. Now this date again, JavaScript 2 dot current date. JavaScript dot file upload. Since all these values are blank at this moment, uh, no worries. Let's just try it with simply save. Toss. Awesome. Now once that is done, I let's reset set control data, and that would be, I think, container 3. Okay. And that would be table grid. Save. Awesome. Awesome. Let's do a quick preview and see. Okay. So It's not actually giving me right now. That's okay. Let's go back to lead because the variable is not set. Okay, let's go for 104. But I haven't set up the navigation. I forgot. So let's go and set up the navigation to. Before leaving this page, let me set the navigation right here also. So you can do it like left icon and select like choose action, navigate without validation. Refresh, not refresh, navigate, no validation, navigate to leads. Great. Let's go to lead. Great. Okay. Mm, why is lagging? Name safe. Okay, so this is the first page where I'm getting the values, and this is also getting changed. Now I want to update the contracts, and I'm getting for the 101. Okay, that's cool. But let's see for the 106. Do we have any contracts? It didn't get selected. Wait, 106 update contracts. Yes, we have contract. Let's try another one. I will be submitting log to action uploaded receipt. Check rental file link, upload file. So let me select a file. So for this file upload, it is by default set to any kind of files. So for this, I will be using this. Okay. I think the UI for the button got in the below. Who's the button? Damn, that's strange. I think I'm by mistakenly I've deleted the button or something. But okay. Yes, I think I've by mistakenly deleted the button. So that's kind of weird. But okay, let's do it quickly, I guess. Strangely, the JavaScript is still there, but let's go with this only. Okay, that's. I think this should work. Just to be sure, let me get it. Okay, so the let's preview. Okay, I can see the button. That's okay. Let's try uploading. Okay, the button is there. Awesome. 4 action test test button. Great. So I'll just quickly do a refresh right here. Awesome. So you can see the fourth column has been added, and we also have this URL, which can also be seen from right here. So this is the whole idea of building and management lead management application. And once that's done, you can simply select from different stylings and themes to make it more UI enhanced. So you can check it from any of these tests and do a simply save thing. But why I'm showing you this, because there is a possibility that when you are using template, you need to override the scheme templates. So to do that, let me select, let's say, Prachi test, right? Okay, cool. And click here. So yes, override the configuration and do save themes. You see, all has been changed to this green, but instead, if you don't override it, it will just stay whatever there was in the template. Now, once everything is done, I mean, you can just do the publish app, delete. Great. So once your app is published, it is ready to be shared. You can share it with your anyone, and you can enable this public access. You can add users for organizational access along with different embeddings, options, and much more. So yes, that's it, guys. I hope you understood how we can use different sheets and how we can use the keywords, how to use the navigations and basic JavaScript transformations, and most importantly, how we have just within an hour built the whole application which can be used by multiple users right from this instance. So great. So if you have any other queries, do let me know in the chat. I will have a look on them. And yeah, thank you. Great. I see no queries at this moment, but again, uh, rest assured, you can join our channel and Discord channel, and tell us what you have built. In case if you have any other queries, you can just drop by a message there. And let me just share my screen for a quick bit. Then we can quickly close this. Share. Awesome. So you can just go to this particular link and yeah, connect with us. Great. Thank you for joining today. I hope you have learned something and be ready. I will be coming back with something different, something new, maybe like a session wise or like a whole bunch of videos on a single topic or management of app. Thank you again. Thank you for joining. Bye-bye.